right, everybody. We have a big day today. Today we're going to talk about um, kind of the good and the bad about stock picks. So, there's a couple stocks I want to talk about today that I have a little bit of non-buyer's remorse. Ones that I spotted ahead of time. I saw, oh my gosh, these could be really good. I put them on my watch list, and some of them I bought, and some of them I didn't. So we're going to talk about one of them today. The first one we're going to talk about today. Well, first of all, we're going to talk about the market today. So initially it was up, pretty flat. I mean, if you look right over here, as we scroll over, pretty flat, and then it plunged. And I think the Fed came out with something today as well. Went down 3,600, came back about 800 down, plunged down to about 3,700, and then came up. And I started to look, and I usually don't look during the market. So I was kind of looking right here. And I was like, man, maybe I should look at the market a little bit earlier because I would have loved to be at this point right here and taken a look at the stock prices there and bought. Because I guarantee you there were stocks that I would have bought there. But it went up, and I thought, all right, no problem. I have no problem with the market going up, and I think I caught it right. Maybe I caught it right about right here. It was in the positive. And then all of a sudden, it went down a little bit, and then it just jumped up, and I'm like, what the heck happened? So I go through my stock thing, and I'm updating the prices here. Nothing really changes. They're all roughly about the same. And then I get to, we'll take a look at, where is Homey? Then we're going to get to Next ID, which is our cybersecurity company. We talked about that. They do cybersecurity for the Internet of Things. And I looked at their price today, and it went up 75%. I mean, it was like, whoa. We started here roughly around $2, and we ended up really got up to a point where it was up, what, $4? Well, it says 4% after hours, but it doesn't show after hours. But it started where it got up to 356 from, $2. So it almost went up 150%. So it's just crazy how it went up and then settled back down, which is a beautiful thing. We went from being we were a little bit in the red recently about this one. And within a couple days, we're up 120%. You see right here. And I had talked about this one for a while, how we're in the red. It wasn't really moving a whole lot. And I said, guys, you need to get this stock. It's an internet cybersecurity. This thing's going to pop sooner or later. And sure enough, it popped today. And I don't think it's done. I think there's more to be done in the future. But identified early, bought it, and stayed true to what I believed, and it popped. So we made a really good amount of money today. Today we made about $3,500 just on this stock alone. And overall for the day, made about $5,000. So I'm not here to brag about it. I'm really here to talk about stocks that I did the same kind of mental process through, and then I didn't buy them. And I want to show you a little bit about what happened. So one of them that I was looking at was, to a small degree, Bowling of America. That was one that went up. We had it at probably $7, $8, and now it popped to about 10, 20. But specifically, some other ones that we looked at were, let's see if we have here. So we'll get back to, let me shut down my email. All right, so let's get back to ones that are not in shares because I didn't buy them. Hello. We're going to talk about EBIX. We're going to talk about AGS, and we're going to talk about future fintech. And then we'll also talk about this guy as well. So fuel cell technology. So, all right. So the first one we talked about, EBIX, and I think they're the payment provider. Let's wait until this opens up. Yeah, they do software and e-commerce services for insurance, finance, and healthcare industries. So it's basically payments. If you're going to pay your insurance company, pay your hospital, pay anywhere in the finance things, they do payment exchanges. They do ticketing, travel services. They do travel services, money transfer. They do a lot of different things. And I saw this, and I'm thinking this is definitely going to go up. So I looked at it from, kind of relatively flat, and it was right around here that we were looking at it, about $38 a share. And then before too long, it went up to 58. I'm like, gosh darn it. Went down to 41, which I probably should look at buying that again. And then went back up. So it's at 51 right now. I could have had this sucker easily at about 40 bucks a share. So I'm going to take a look and just mark this. Where's this 45? Where is, do we have EBIX on here? I think I just got frustrated and didn't want to look at it anymore, to be honest. So we'll just go EBIX. And I'll just say 45. We'll come back to that one. So that's one that I should have bought it, man. Everything was pointing the right direction. I did the research, thought it was a really good enough stock, put it on my watch list. I really should have bought it when I was at this point and didn't, and I waited too long. AGS, which is a game, they do gaming products. Now, this one's interesting. This one does, I mean, they do server-based and back office systems, but they do social casino games, desktop and mobile device casino games, slots, cabinets, interactive, and table games. So if we look at all the casino stuff, they do a lot of the infrastructure for the actual games themselves. So we look at them today, and we got them around right here. Or no, actually, we got them around right here. It was about $5, and I really should have bought them. And now they're sitting up at around $7. So, for me, it's like, man, this just sucked. This typical casino curve we have right here. Could have had a little bit early. Could have had it $5, and now we're literally sitting here. I think I had it 580, and it's sitting at 7. So this probably is not going to fill anytime soon. But I really wish I would have bought it. If I would have bought it at 580, it's sitting at 7 right now. I mean, that's nice. That's at least a 20-25% uptick. The one that really just gets my goat is Future FinTech. It's a Chinese company. I saw this right here, and basically we had it where it was here, it went up, went all the way down, and we caught it right around right here at 429. Got up as high as $8. So I'm thinking, man, that's double in a short period of time. And I should have bought it right around here, about $5. And what happened? It's sitting at 10. It doubled. And it just aggravated me every single day. It just seemed to be going up and up and up and up. In the last few days, it just skyrocketed. So that's the annoying one for sure. Then we could talk about Bitcoin. I'm not going to go into the chart, but Bitcoin, I was looking at buying at about 5,000 last March. Guys, it's sitting over 52,000 right now. If I put $5,000 into Bitcoin, I'd be sitting here with 50 grand. So again, stuff that you should do. All the math makes sense. Everything makes sense. And you just, for one reason or another, you just find a reason not to do it. It could be fear, not fear of missing out, fear of, I don't know, getting screwed. But I did all my homework. It's not like I just said, oh, that stock sounds cool. I did all my homework. It made sense. A lot of the risk was taken out. It has a lot of upside potential. It pattern matches other stocks that have been really successful for us, and I just didn't do it. So the one that I'm contemplating right now is this company called Fuel Cell Technology. And this company, let's take a look at them real quick. They do power solutions. It says molten carbonate fuel cell technology. They do a lot of hydrogen power, but they do, let's see, an alternative to combustion-based power generation. Boom, boom, boom. Hydrogen-based long-duration storage. And anyway, so they do a lot of that. And so I was looking at them, and they didn't really move until Joe Biden got elected. And then it just absolutely took off. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to buy it on the uptick, right? But we see it start to go down after February 9th. So that's January, February 9th, got up to 27. Now it's sitting at 22. And I'm thinking, what do I want to do? And there's this massive uptick. It's just absolutely staggering. But the reason it went down is because we talked about this in this video yesterday, but my audio didn't work, so you guys didn't get to hear it. But their main competitor is Plug, and they're getting a lot of venture capital right now. And so people are thinking that they're going to be the winner that gets picked, and this company is going to get left behind. That's the reason it kind of dropped recently. But it got up to about 28.50, and it's sitting here at 22. So if we look over the last week, it's plummeted 18%. If we look at today, which I haven't really looked at, it plunged another 7%. well, 7% of that. So what do I do? I know I should buy it. I've done I mean, everything looks right. I could sit here and make an excuse, but I'm not. So I'm just doing this while you guys have me right here. So we're going to put an order in for 22. Let's call. How much should I do? Let's take a look. At least get those suckers down. All right, 90 shares. That's fine. About $2,000. Put it in at, let's see, what's the low today? About 2160. All right, hasn't hit really below that. So I would say 22 is fine. Put an order in, and we'll see what happens. So I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to make sure I don't make the same stupid mistake that I made before. And I'm watching all these stocks that I love just absolutely take off, but I don't have any equity in them. So, all right. So we'll put that up there. All right. Let's take a look at some performances. So overall today, the big loser today was FCell. That's fine because we're buying it. That works for me. Oh, we got to push just so I remember to do that. So for those who aren't familiar, I just code these in yellow, and that just indicates that I have a limit order in on them. So it helps me just organize these things a little bit better. All right, we'll do the same for each of these. And then the green ones obviously are ones that we have a position in. All right. All right. Otherwise, I'd forget. Anyway, beyond that, GameStop went down. Texas hospitality went down, but I mean, it's Texas is shut down right now, so that's probably why. Hasn't really moved as much as I want to. We'll consider that, but for right now, a little bit of a stagnant stock. Signet went down a little bit. Profit taking. I mean, that stock's crushing it, 561%. AMC went down, same thing as GameStop. Bowling Centers of America went down 4%. Not enough for me to look at it. Sasol I was looking at. We'll take a look at that in a minute. But it's a gas company, and I'm fine with that sector right now. Everything else behind that is, a small drop. Winners of the day, Next ID went up 61%. Really, I haven't even updated this, so it's more like 70-something% at this point. Ellis Gaming, which is a gaming platform, went up 23%. Immunivant, which in the video yesterday we talked about, I basically had a position in Immunivant where we were sitting here. This is a biotech company. We had a position at 26.90. Stock dropped where I was 30% under my buying amount. So I put an order in for 16.35 or so, and it dropped our cost basis down to 20, which was nice because it took off and it's almost at 19 today. And we're almost in the red from down 30 yesterday to almost being out of the red completely in one day. So that's a beautiful thing we had there. It went up 15%. Good decision on that, unlike EBIX and Future FinTech. Beyond that, everything is relatively, single digits, nothing huge on there. When we look at 2 days, Dogecoin, Fuel Cell went down, and Immunivant, which kind of is encompassed our buy that we had the other day, GameStop. Blink Charging went down 6% overall, but once we're down here, it's within the standard deviation, so we're not really looking at it too much. As far as big gainers, we got them all, folks. Next ID, Bitcoin Cash, Ellis Gaming, PVAC, which is an oil stock, went up 16%. Carnival Cruise Line went up 13%, and PBF, which is an oil stock, went up 12%. Everything else is single digits, although Carnival Cruise Line is technically 10%. So, but overall, we're doing pretty good. Take a look at our holdings. We are up to 180,000. When we take account of margin, we're sitting at 151,000. So we passed the Rubicon onward and upward. So the next Rubicon is getting up to 200,000 here and passing 400% here, which would be quintupling our return. So with that being said, big lesson of the day. As long as you've done your home, don't buy a stock just because, this sounds cool, or the stock went down. There's stocks that go down. I'm not touching them because there's reasons they go down. But when you go down and the stock goes down and it belies some very important fundamental that you have as far as what's going to make these stocks punch up when COVID starts to get relaxed a little bit, then those are the ones you want to take a look at. So, and the ones that I should have done were future fintech because it went up since Biden rapidly, right? AGS, which is a gaming one for sure. I looked at that. EBIX as well, in the same amount of time, and Next ID, which I've been preaching nonstop on this stock for a long time. So, with that being said, take the lessons that the success I had, the regrets I have, and don't make those. Get the successes that I had. Don't get the regrets I have, and let's make some money. With that being said, I will see you tomorrow.